Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanz. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today, we got a very serious show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So this particular show is a last-minute show that we're producing here. Last minute, I didn't even see where we already had the topics, and then I saw this. I'm like, okay, I'm going to scrap this one, talk about that one tomorrow. We got to talk about this one. So what am I referring to? As you guys are aware, the Lakers just fired rookie head coach or former rookie head coach Darvin Ham after his second season with the team. And alongside firing him, they also fired his entire coaching staff. So they essentially cleaned house. And it seems to be a very, very controversial position within NBA circles. And a lot of people have been against it. People like Shannon Sharpe, people like Stephen A. Smith, and many others, including Michael Wilbon. Now, I had heard Michael Wilbon touch on it briefly on NBA Countdown, but today I came across a clip with him on PTI where he was discussing the decision by the Lakers to fire Darvin Ham. And Michael Wilbon was very, very, very upset. Very, very, very upset. And to my surprise, he was actually calling out key Laker players. He was calling out players like Anthony Davis. He was calling out players like LeBron James. And he brought up a point towards the end, which really surprised me because it's not something that you see take place regularly, or you seldom see it take place on ESPN, where he said, this is the fundamental difference between Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant versus a LeBron James. And I was like, wow, he took it there. So that's what we want to focus on today. But before we even get into that, this video is brought to you by sponsor PrizePicks, which is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. PrizePicks is really simple. Instead of just selecting a team, you just select two or more players, pick more or less their projected stats, and then you place your entry. For example, this week, I'm selecting two entries. Stephen Curry for more than 25 points, and then I got Anthony Davis for more than 2 blocks, and Damian Lillard for more than 4 3-pointers made. PrizePicks is also the only daily sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So for example, if you have a player who gets injured in the first half and doesn't return to the second half, that player gets automatically rebooted. What I also love about PrizePicks is that it offers weekly promotions like Taco Tuesdays. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value. So go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit matchup up to $100. That's go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is going to play exactly what Mike Wilbon had to say on PTI, and then we're going to come back and react to his commentary. Take a listen to what he had to say here.
Just do what LeBron wants. If he wants Ty Lue, it'll be hard to get him. Go pursue him. If it's not going to be him and he wants it to be his podcast partner, JJ Redick, go get him. Do what LeBron wants.
You know what? I'm angry. I've known Darvin Ham for a long time. And you're right. He's a great guy. And he's a pretty damn good coach. Because he took a team that had done nothing the year before, missed the playoffs. And last year they got to the conference finals with him, and everybody had praise for him, including LeBron and Anthony Davis. And now all of a sudden I'm talking specifically to the two of them now. They blame him. Their public comments are inadequate. Let me just say this. If you want to be the GOAT, you want to tell everybody you're the GOAT, you're the greatest player of all time, you want to have it on podcasts, you want to have it, then take accountability like one. Do that. There's a social media thing out there now with Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. It shows them after they lost in a series. And it shows the determination. It shows them saying, nope, we weren't good enough. I wasn't good enough. There's been some of that, but there hasn't been nearly enough. If you're the GOAT, you do that. You don't blame this cryptically or backhandedly on Darvin Ham. I don't want to hear from anybody in a Laker uniform that the primary problem was Darvin Ham. Yes, LeBron and Anthony Davis were great in that series, but they weren't good enough against Denver. So take that on. GOAT carries responsibility. I don't see it in the firing of Darvin Ham. So go handpick somebody. They're not getting T. Lue. If you're the owner of the Clippers and you got way more money than the Lakers and just as much ego, you ain't letting T. Lue walk across when you got a new stadium and you got stars. You don't need them to go to him to go to the Lakers. This is infuriating that the hand is behind this move, Frank. It's just intellectually lazy and unaccountable. And those two guys are too great. They're Hall of Famers. You got to be better than that.
Yeah, well, Mike, let me ask you this. Okay, so you have a situation, and you hear from players all the time. They talk about opportunity. And you like to see a guy like Darvin Ham, former player, African-American, put in a lot of time as an assistant coach. How did you guys treat him his 2 years there? What about D'Angelo Russell eating at the end of the bench during a timeout? Are you really giving Darvin Ham a fair shot here? And to say that he didn't do a good job, they made the conference finals. You lost to a better team. Jamal Murray this year needed to hit 2 late game shots to beat you. You're losing to the best team and the best player.
You played hard. Was it enough? Are there moral victories in professional sports at this level? No. But okay, you played the champs as well as you could play them with this roster. And then this, and before that, there was blaming of Darvin Ham. I went across and said to him as somebody who's known Darvin Ham about 30 years, maybe not quite that long, hey, hang in there. This is inexcusable, the blaming of Darvin Ham. Let's move to the Knicks.
So you heard what Michael Wilbon had to say. What's my reaction to his comments? Look, I think there is some truth to it. I think there's also truth to the fact that the Lakers players threw Darvin Ham under the bus. Those comments that Anthony Davis made, I believe, after Game 3 or Game 4 were pretty damaging, where he says sometimes we don't know what's going on out there. We really don't know what we're doing out there. Seeing how LeBron treated that coach on a live national televised game, basically screaming at his entire coaching staff and everything, I was stunned, right? They had no respect for him, and they did not back him up. The Lakers players supported getting their head coach fired because they did nothing to save him from getting fired, and a lot of people disagree with this decision. Big names, even Charles Barkley was calling people out for it, and I think that the Lakers players probably just made a very huge mistake, and I'll tell you why. Because last time something like this occurred, they blamed Frank Vogel. Then they got Darvin Ham, and now they're blaming Darvin Ham. Well, now you put yourself in a precarious position because of this. Do you realize that now that the Lakers have fired Darvin Ham, when they go out there to source for another coach, and what other coach they go out there and get, do you know that these players cannot turn around if they don't meet expectations? They can't turn around and say it's the coach's fault, because then if they say that, then we know we're dealing with a bunch of clowns as a ball club, a bunch of finger pointing dudes. Go listen to, I think it was James Jones on Speak. He had a pretty scathing critique on LeBron and the Lakers players. They scapegoated that guy. Now, in terms of Kobe Bryant, listen, and Jordan, these guys were more direct. Right? Kobe and Jordan were not passive aggressive. They would get in players' faces. They're not guys that are just going to let things fall by the wayside. They had two totally different mentalities. Now, in terms of him comparing what Kobe and Jordan would say after games, listen, a lot of the quotes that LeBron has, he's quoting Kobe. A lot of it. Stay even, kill, and all of that. They get it from Kobe. Man, I saw Kobe, and they watched him. They followed him, and then they now repeated what he said and then act like as if they're the ones that said it. The job isn't fit. All of them got it from him. They even got their work ethic from Kobe. Go look at what those guys were before that Olympics, and go look at what they became after they spent the summer with Kobe Bryant. So that really doesn't surprise me. And this is yet another differentiator for people. There are people that have Jordan and Kobe here, and then it's like, y'all can figure out the rest. And this is just one of it. A mentality, accountability. It just seems to be something that's not resonating with some people. And for Michael Wilbon to call that out, knowing that ESPN is a LeBron James network, for him to call that out, for him to call him out by name, you know that he's pretty fed up. And he's like, if you're the GOAT, this is not what the GOAT does. I was like, ouch. Ouch. The reason why I'm saying ouch is because you will seldom hear someone speak with this level of candor on the ESPN airwaves. So these are my thoughts. What I want to know from you guys, what do you think about today's analysis? What do you think about what Mike Wilbon had to say? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.